The difference between incompetence and genius. Here's a thought question. Isn't it true that the 8 signs of employee incompetence also apply to jerks who are actually geniuses? Normally, it's pretty easy to tell the difference. Missing deadlines. Apparent lack of skill or commitment versus non-conventional creative working style. This one's labeled incompetent. Lack of motivation. Consistent lack of motivation or initiative versus prefers to work individually and does work in unconventional ways. This one's considered incompetent. Poor quality of work. Consistently producing subpar work due to a lack of necessary skills or attention to detail versus occasional flashes of brilliance. Poor response to feedback. Won't change and won't improve versus strongly believes in his or her alternative ideas. This one's considered incompetent. Difficulty collaborating. Struggles to work with the team, net drain on the project versus able to collaborate if needed, brings unique perspective to the team. That one's labeled as incompetent. Can't adapt to changing requirements, struggles to adapt, doesn't get it versus adapts to changes just fine but resists conforming. Lack of self-awareness, can't recognize personal shortcomings and inhibited growth versus has self-awareness but deliberately chooses his or her own personal style. That one's considered incompetent. There's a very fine line between incompetence and genius as it applies to the workplace. Sorting this out is the responsibility of the boss. Here's a further thought question. Which of these employees is more likely to be fired? According to Lawrence J. Peter from the Peter Principle, the super competent genius is more at risk to be fired. The reason is they're a bigger threat to the boss. An incompetent employee, provided they're pleasant around the office, is actually more likely to be kept around. The reality is it depends on the boss, and it also depends on the external forces. In a stable industry with an insecure boss, the incompetent person will be kept around for a long time, and they may even be promoted. In times of discontinuous change, a genius jerk is actually better to have. Creative problem solvers are essential at certain times. The challenge is putting up with them around the office in the meantime.